Breaking news, want to go out now to Chief Jennings, who is speaking on that shooting involving Charlotte officers. Let's go ahead and listen in.
One person at the hospital was pronounced deceased. The other person is currently in critical condition. Around that same time in the same area, officers received a call that there was a kidnapping home invasion. And responding to that, they were able to locate the vehicle in that case. The suspect was driving that vehicle at the time. Officers gave a vehicle pursuit, and while they were chasing the driver of the vehicle fired multiple rounds at our officers, striking police cars. Then he crashed his vehicle at Freedom and Moorhead, where he jumped and ran, and officers then chased him on foot. As they were chasing him on foot, he continued to fire rounds at our officers. And as he approached officers on Moorhead, pointed a firearm at those officers, and those officers then returned fire, striking the suspect. The suspect is deceased on the scene. The firearm that he was using is on the scene as well. All of our officers were fine. No officers were injured. There were 4 officers that were transported to the hospital just for precautionary measures. Also, the State Bureau of Investigation will be taking over the investigation of the officer-involved shooting, but the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department will be conducting the investigation on the homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, and the kidnapping charge. So there's a lot of moving parts here, a lot of different crime scenes. There's probably more that's going to come out of all of this, but at this point, that's the preliminary information that we can give you. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can, but just know that it's still early, a lot of different scenes, and we're still piecing a lot of this together.
Chief, first
yes.
off, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to just clarify, you said officers were fired upon in between the two scenes. Was it while they were driving, taking fire?
That's correct. While they were driving, and also when the subject jumped out of the vehicle, he continued to fire at our officers.
I know your officers are okay
Yes.
overall, but what are they going through right now?
I mean, that's tough, and that's a really good question, because you never can quite understand that a lot of these officers are still are newer officers as well, but to be in a situation where you're simply responding to a call for service, or you're trying to bring a closure to an investigation, and then to take on gunfire is very traumatic for officers. And that's one reason why we let them, they get transported to the hospital, they get checked out to make sure everything's fine. We also have to make sure that we are taking care of them mentally as well, through peer support and any other means that are necessary. So,
Does it appear that home invasion was random?
it's still too early to tell. Like I said, we're still piecing a lot of different things together. So I can't really say that, what the motive was for the home invasion, what the motive was for the shooting and the homicide and the assault with a deadly weapon at this point. So we're going to try to work through that and piece it together.
Can you give us more information about the kidnapping? Who was involved? How were they doing? Can you tell us ages of the people who were kidnapped?
Yeah, I don't know the ages right offhand. There was a female that was involved that was kidnapped that was forced into her vehicle. It was her vehicle that the suspect was driving. When he crashed here at the intersection of Freedom and Moorhead, she was able to get out of the vehicle and escape and go to safety. We were able to locate her and confirm that she was okay. And so she's able to cooperate with us and to give us the information. She's at the police headquarters right now, being interviewed by our detectives.
Was there any children involved?
No children that I know of at this point, no.
Chief, the shooting at Hoskins, did this suspect know those individuals who he shot at?
Yeah, that's still some of those answers that we have to figure out. There's no indication at this point that he did know them, but as we move through the investigation, we're going to try to figure what that motive was, why he was engaged and encountered with those individuals that he shot, and we'll just have to take it from there. But like I said, the State Bureau of Investigation is going to be doing the investigation on our officer-involved shooting, but we will be handling that investigation.
When you say police cars were shot,
yes.
Can you paint a picture as to where some of those bullets landed and just how many shots might have actually hit police cars?
Yeah, I don't have all that information right now. There are bullet holes in multiple police vehicles. So the suspect did fire multiple rounds at our officers, and by the grace of God, none of our officers were hit and injured. So.
Can you tell us how many years of service these officers, in range of service that these officers involved?
I can't right now. I'm going to leave. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm going to go and visit our officers and have a talk with them, make sure they're okay, and check in with them. So again, there's still a lot going on. I can tell you there were some officers that were in their training phase that were involved out here. So we're going to make sure that all of our officers are okay and doing well.
To clarify, can you say if it was multiple officers who fired back at the suspect, or was it just
Yes.
one?
No, there were multiple officers that fired at the suspect. That's still being looked at and see exactly who fired how many rounds. So that's going to take a little bit to kind of get through all that, looking at the body-worn camera footage. I did have the opportunity to see some of the footage from our helicopter download, and just to be able to look at and see what we're dealing with and what we're dealing with right here.
Can you just speak? This is just before rush hour that this happened.
Yeah.
And it's finished out here. It's not like you guys are searching for hours for a kidnapping suspect.
Yes.
Can you just speak to the work that went in and the quick work that went into it?
Yeah, it's fantastic work by our officers. If they wouldn't have located this individual as quickly as they did, I think that lives were saved. Unfortunately, lives were lost, but we also had lives that were saved because of the quick response by our officers. So to be able to locate the vehicle as quickly as they did, to take the action that they did, and to take the suspect that was involved, and to make sure that we had closure to this investigation is just phenomenal work. I can't say enough about the officers and what they put themselves in danger to do to help protect others and our citizens. And I'm just proud at this point of the footage that I was able to view and witness of how we responded and reacted to a very, very dangerous situation.
All right, thanks,
The
guys. We're
suspect
gonna.
who died, in the kidnapping, he's also the suspect in the original shooting?
That's correct. Yeah, he's the suspect. He's the only suspect that we have in this investigation.
Are you
we're gonna
requesting
let
footage
Chief get to
from
the
any
hospital, guys.
neighbors, if they have anything that's in the unit?
Yes,
anything
if
from
anybody has any information, we always encourage to make sure you reach out to us at CMPD. And if you have any video footage, anything like that, we are interested in that. But thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Chief.
You've just been listening there to CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings give us an update on exactly what all was transpiring this afternoon that involved two shootings here in Charlotte. The first one started at Hoskins Road in Northwest Charlotte, and that began with a home invasion and attempted kidnapping. And the new information we're getting from Chief Jennings is that there was a woman involved that was kidnapped after the first shooting, and then officers picked up that car and the kidnapping and then tracked the vehicle to Moorhead Street, where the suspect started shooting at officers, and then the officers started shooting back. The suspect died, and another person is in critical condition at the hospital. The woman who was kidnapped, she was able to get away to safety.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.